Hello, Narnach here, and welcome back to Path of Exile, The Awakening. This is Warbands, and we have reached Act 4. Last episode, we cleared the dried lake. So now we are going onwards into the mountain. And that is over here, into the mines. In between episodes, I replaced the boots, the old boots that we've been walking around on for the last 20 levels. With these, they have a slightly more resistance, and there are 4 sockets on them. I actually tried to rerolling the colors, wasted about 20 chromatic gems on it, because they used to be connected, these 3, and then this one was a standalone. And I basically wanted one of each of the colors here to move the flame totem with the lesser multiple projectiles over and to add chaos damage to it. That plan kind of failed, but I had the right colors, so I figured, okay, let's try rerolling the links. And I wasted 2 link rerolls on it and came out with this. So for now, it's kind of just sitting there waiting for more reroll items. So, yay for that. Oh! On the other hand, the flame golem we picked up last episode, it now has an added chaos damage attached to it. And I think that the added chaos damage is just insane when you compare it to the other elements. I mean, the lightning damage at level 1, it does 1 to 8 damage. So that is 17 to 18 damage less than this one. It's just completely out of proportions. But I suppose that the lightning damage just scales better or something. Either way, the flame golem, it's not actually on a slot. I'll juggle it with the Herald of Thunder once we actually get out of town. But it boosted the DPS from 150 to 200, so that's substantial. And chaos damage cannot be resisted by energy shields, so against certain types of enemies that works. That's not to 1 hour solo. Okay, so Herald of Thunder, let's put that one up, and then we switch to the golem and we summon it. This golem, it's basically just going to stay up until it dies. So this works pretty well.
Yes, Mr. Mountain. I'm pleased to see you too.
So this is more of a ranged golem, if I understand it correctly. Throwing something that resembles a bit of a miniature Magma Orb. So this is also, I think this is one of the nice looking areas of Act 4. It's these mines, but also if you look at the walls, there's all these corpses and things. They look like they've just become part of the walls, and I don't know, it has a very interesting look to it. It's like it mummified into the wall or something, for lack of a better description. And the corridors are nice and wide. I mean, if you look at the map, you can actually see where the path is, which is a major improvement in my book. A lightning trap gem. Ooh, I see purple beams. Bonds of Chaos. And that was Bonds of Chaos. So there's just stuff all over. There's a couple of very interesting bosses in these mines. And also there's a quest. We have to find Disred's spirit. And if that name sounds familiar, Disred was the person whose banner we used to actually open up these mines. Because I think Disred used to be one of the leaders of the village. And she sealed the mines and everything dark that was inside. But apparently she sealed it with herself inside, which I don't think it's ever a good idea. I don't think I've ever encountered a story where it was a wise decision to lock yourself inside. whole eternal prison thing that did not work out very well. So let's see, 3 packs of monsters, 3 additional rares, and it casts Firestorm. Okay, I like it. Okay, just explode everything around me. Here, boom. There's a couple more there. And that's it. Open transmutation, sword, blade, foil, and some scrolls of wisdom. A death bow. If I had an archer, this would be a nice find. Death bow packs a punch. Oh, that's just a regular large one. It's not a rare or a unique. What? A trunk. What's in there? Nothing. There's also, okay, so we found an exit. I'm going to do a little bit of roaming here, because I know there are a couple of interesting sites and bosses around. I'm not sure if it was level 1 or level 2, but I think we have the time to just look around a little bit. Yeah, shriekers here. Pike rivet. Wow. So that was the first unique. I don't think he actually had a special mechanic, but there's a couple of bosses in here with very interesting special mechanics. And if you've actually watched the episodes of my beta playthrough that I suggested in the previous episode, then you might have seen me get a near heart attack from one of the bosses here. And I'm just trying to see if I can find that same boss again. That was fun. It's always very nice when monsters do something totally unexpected. I suppose second time through, not as likely to make my heart skip a beat. Hey, stop throwing stuff around, you know, no littering. Or killer. Yeah, with a name like that, you don't expect him to have manners. And once again, the music is just awesome. It really has this atmosphere to it. Let's see, we can just reach it. Cool. That golem with its energy shield is actually keeping up quite well. I'm very pleased with that. I was expecting the golem to die quite a bit more often. Is that right? That's 20? No, only 15. Screw of wisdom. It's with the high amount of rare items that drop, I actually want to find more scrolls of wisdom as well, so always happy to find them. Because you want to identify rares to get better amounts of crafting materials. Ooh, Orb of Chance, which also needs to be highlighted. I still need to actually fix my script. I keep saying that for the last 3 episodes. It's always after recording, I always have other things to do, and I'm busy just writing up a description and just preparing the upload, and just in the hustle and bustle I forget about tweaking my filter. So actually I'm just going to pause the episode here. Ta-da! It now has an outline. So everything that is named Orb of blah-de-blah something now has an outline color. So let's get back to the main path. So that was Pike Rivet, that was the only unique in this level, and I think we did a full clear. So then it's probably further ahead that the other near-death experience, heart attack inducing scary bosses. Slightly dramatizing it here, but it was a very, very nice experience the first time.
think it likes me.
She said something. Kinda missed out on what she said. Just too busy fighting. So, dead end, but not quite. Big Goliath dude. Okay, stop hurting my golem, you big meanie. So I like the level design here because usually there's a pretty clear main path. You just follow the rails. But you can just go off on the side on these little rickety bridges and have small boss encounters, have shortcuts, things like that. What's that? Okay, so zombie centipede? Anyone? That one is throwing stuff. More littering. No manners at all. The gem cutter. Hey, okay, cards. Yes. I'll be right back to see how we can highlight that one. Ta-da! We now have cards show up with a very white background and black text. So they are a nice contrast with everything else. So there's in the highlight rules, there's a class for card, which did not exist at the beginning of the beta, but it got added when the divination cards got added. So just had to look it up on the wiki. It's editing the overviews. It's pretty easy to do actually. And also on the forums, there's very good tutorials available and just pre-made sets, and after that you can just take something that you like the look of and then just start adjusting it to your own liking. I'll actually include a link to the wiki page that I just checked out. Ooh, Hammerstorm. He looks angry. And that's a achievement boss. I approve of achievement bosses. Okay, you are running out of life. Let's resummon a new golem. Distress Spirit. This looks nice though, with the effects around it and such.
There are so many more trapped spirits in this place. I can feel them.
Okay, so this is still a bit of a letdown. This was the #1 feedback in the beta actually. People now freeing her spirit. It didn't feel interesting enough. You know, it's just to click on the spirit and nothing happens. There's no game mechanic beyond clicking, which feels like a missed opportunity. They could have actually added some interesting battle to it. I mean, she's a trapped spirit. Why is she trapped? What is trapping her? You know, have a battle or something interesting to release her. Well, at least we get to see the pretty lights. There's always that. Let's see, at the beginning there was a island. Okay, that's probably just gonna reach over from there. Because I was already wondering, like this was going off, there's a bridge here that basically cuts out the shortcut over there. So it's I like the, as I said before, I really like the level design here. They did a really good job on it. Now we bend back over here. Yep. It's no connecting the piece. Or is it going to be connected that way? There was also something on the side over here. Let's double check that. It's also funny, there's always barrels and then things you can explode.
When I'm ready and not.
So put up a wall, shoot them from through the wall. Crystal veins, okay, so this is the exit. That means we have a little bit to scout back there. Yeah, and I'm taking a bit of extra time, but as I said, there's some nice things hidden in the side areas here that's just fun to do, especially since Act 4 is new. You just want to look around, smell the roses, so to say, even though there's no actual roses in a mine. At least I don't think there are roses in mines. That it feels like a weird combination. Freezing up that giant, that works nicely. Yep, so we have to go to this island. And there's the yellow bear. Yep, we frozen or something. Okay, it actually bounce with that spike attack. Islands like these, there are more encounters. This case was a rare boss. But there's also a couple of those islands with unique bosses on them, which offer interesting fights. And this maps back to where we came from. So this is a full clear, once again. So there are actually two distinct ways to go through this level. One via the main path and one via the side corridors. And thanks to the power of two quicksilver flasks, I can actually backpedal pretty quickly. It's always my main frustration with new characters that don't have double quicksilver shot. It's so agonizingly slow. What's happening here? Earthquake of some sorts? Why are you mining? Okay, you're just mining a golem out of the wall. Okay, so we have something going off here, but staircases that might be... Okay, so we have two potential main ways through. So let's do this one first. Could be just a single room. It's not, it's a intersection of sorts. There's a path over there. And a card dropped. I would not have spotted had I not had the colors. Because apparently they are common cards. Let's see, we picked that one up last time. Yeah, for the stats, then we were going here for the stats to get those two. Let's explore further this way. Oh, well, that's an exile. Dead exile. Yeah. Okay, so this is a dead end. That's nice. We can forget about it. A bit of luck. This also closes up soon. Then we only have one way to go through. I don't understand why they start with a new series of flasks. Because they have a lot less capacity, but they recharge, but they recover faster. But it feels like a step backwards. Okay, something is shooting at me. Just pull up a little bit. It looks like a very busy room. Okay, let's put a totem in there. Let's guard ourselves with the wall. So the amount of damage output now is pretty insane. So fireballs 800, Magma Orb is 1000, Flame Golem is 150, and the Flame Totem is 574. That's a lot of damage. Also, of course, flammability. Enemies lose almost 30% fire resistance, and they have 10% extra chance to be ignited. And we have specced quite a bunch of points into burning damage, and also ignition chance, so it all stacks.
Too much clutter.
This is slowly turning into a very, very nice damage build. Okay, I'm full, so let's make a quick town stop. But there was also a Tasuni to talk to, so I'm actually not going to pause the game, I'm just going to continue. Let's see what Mr. Tasuni has to say.
I felt it.
We get a passive and 2 respecs. I approve of that. Mostly about the passive point though. So let's see, we are lowest on dex, strength we have in gear. So let's spec dex first, and it's 84, 83, which is nice. So the next level is going to push strength to 110, but 30 of that is basically just gear. But this 80 is pretty solid. If you manage to get another 30 in each at some point in the game, then that's going to be a very nice boon. Kira.
Deshret has ascended.
Okay, so I'll just keep recording while we sell this. Just basically identify all the yellows. Oh, wow, this is a lot of extra damage. Chaos resistance. This is the chaos resistance is the thing that gives the alchemy shard in this case. 6 mods, that's a full orb of augment. Moonstone. Energy shield, 10 resist all, that's 30 resistances. But the other stats. Oh wait, that's 14 cold resist, that's 44 resistances in total. That's basically on par with the bottom ring. It's 1 point less, but it has accuracy, don't care. Evasion is very nice. Energy shield is nice. Okay, this is going to replace that ring. So that's very good to know. And this one, wow, that's no, it's not that many resistances. I was mixing 36, stage 48 resistances. That's pretty decent. Sacred mana, that's 660, right? Oh, that's a pretty step up. We probably want to keep this. And this one is to be used. Okay, cool. So spread out the resistance love a little bit.
May fear guide you.
75, 70, 75, but better energy shield situation is always nice as well. So let's dump that stuff. Click, click, click. Do I have a jump cutter already? No. So let's put those there, tick, tick. Wait, these were what I was using. This is an old one, let's stash it. Okay, and then we move back to the crystal veins. I think we're currently looking for a waypoint here. And a Rapture device, of course. Those two things might go hand in hand. Let's resummon the golem. Let's leveled up. It's a DPS now. Still the same actually. So let's not tank those guys. Might have a little bit more mana shield now, but still not a lot. Let's weave back here to connect to the previous path. More wisdom. See, Chaos Sentinel, Golem thing. Flammability is now a solid 30%, no, 9.5 seconds for 30% resistances, yeah. It's a nullifier, okay, that doesn't sound good. I don't want to be nullified. Still, I've yet to figure out what most of those mods mean. You see them so rare, it's hard to observe them, and I just can't be bothered to check the wiki and remember. Because I think I've read the wiki already on those mods, but the list is so extensive, it just doesn't stick. My mind needs connections to make things stick. Oh, the Burning Man. Yeah, this is my favorite boss here. No, get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get out of here. Yes. Boom. Last time he was standing next to my ranger. I nearly got a heart attack then. This time I know better, but it's still a fun fight. I really like bosses like this that just do crazy things, like explode on death with just a massive bang. Hey, Molten Shell. It is fire and strength based. But the duration is just not very long. That's the biggest annoyance on it. And I don't have any sockets. It would be nice again to just have this with the cast on. Sorry. Melee damage taken. Hey, stop throwing stuff. And yeah, for those who are observant, I am also throwing molten fireballs, but that doesn't matter. It's the zombies that are littering. That's the problem. I'm maintaining a double standard here. That's absolutely sure. Let's throw some fireballs in here. And a wand here. That doesn't add any damage. The mana regen is nice, but yeah, that's not good enough. And this is a shield, so I don't care. I'm dual wanding. Dual wanding for the win. Ghostly flames, molten fireballs, everything just melts away. I'm really interested to see how further act bosses are going to do with this. And we have reached the destination for this episode.
The Rapture device has absorbed its fill of harvested life from fury and desire. It is ready. So am I. I know now that I was born to be the end and the beginning of the Empire. The beast has made this clear to me.
This is the interesting bit. Maligaro, he will betray Lady Diala. He will break her heart so that he won't break her soul. It's poetic in a certain fashion. Oh, waypoint, let's activate.
She must leave me now, for she cannot follow.
And then Lady Diala.
If she remains.
You know, not a cockroach. Had I accepted my place,
And she's just
my rapture is
completely
low.
devastated
The
and
beast would be
then
no
mad.
no less. No
So,
anything at all.
calm. and Duresso. Last time I went Calm first, Duresso second. This time I'm going to reverse the order, so I will do Duresso first and Calm second, because I think the boss fight with Calm was way more epic than the Duresso fight. The build up to Duresso was way cooler. I really liked the level design, but the Duresso fight was slightly less interesting. While Calm had the opposite. With Calm, the level leading up to him was not as exciting. It had some interesting elements, but it wasn't challenging enough. It was just running through areas and grinding mobs. But the boss fight was epic, so I'm saving this one for last. So, next episode, Duresso's Dream. Most of the content will be interesting. After that, Calm's Dream, where the boss fight will be the highlight. And the build up to it will be just okay. But now, let's head back to town. And I'm ending the episode. So, once again, I thank you very much for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.